Mike Young here from BeyondYourWeddingDay.com. I'm just going to take a few minutes here to talk with you about if student loan debt is good or bad. Because I often talk about credit card debt and the problem with living beyond your means. And I would say most people that I run into that listen to my podcast, that read my blog, that check out these videos would all agree that credit card debt is a bad idea. But the giant elephant in the room really is that no one will acknowledge that student loan debt is a huge problem. It blows me away the amount of student loan debt clients I often meet with have. I mean, it's unbelievable. And so after much reading about the topic, a lot of thought, and quite frankly, just a lot of working with clients, I have really concluded that student loans are just really not a good idea. Now, let me explain a little bit. The first problem is that you can't bankrupt student loan debt. One of the questions I most often get when clients first contact me is if they should declare bankruptcy. And very rarely do I recommend that, and there's multiple reasons for that I can address in a different video. But declaring bankruptcy wouldn't do much good for most of the people, because the reason is that most of their debt is student loans. So since you can't have student loans discharged in bankruptcy, it wouldn't gain you much. So for example, if you had $50,000 in student loan debt and $5,000 in credit card debt, which is very likely to happen, it's not abnormal at all, declaring bankruptcy would only wipe out the $5,000, so you're still going to have to do something about the $50,000. So that's why, one of the reasons why it's not a good debt to have is that it's not bankruptable. The second reason is that it stifles your freedom. Unfortunately, many people out there delay, having children, getting married, maybe even deny a job that they really like and just take a job that'll make them some more money, all because they have to pay their student loans back. And in fact, even more and more studies are showing and surveys are showing that many more working mothers would rather be at home with their kids, but they feel like they can't. And the really sad part is that a lot of that is because they have student loan debt to pay. So it really just stifles your freedom and really prevents you from doing what you really want to do. And again, that's really just a sad thing. And the third and final thing is that the opportunity cost will blow your mind. Now what I mean by that is, if you come out of college and pay $200 a month on your student loan for 20 years, which is about average, instead, if you would invest that from the time you're 22 and invest that $200 a month for the next 20 years and then just let it ride, at retirement age of 65, you would have somewhere around $1.5 million. That's right, $1.5 million. So student loan debt is not a good idea. There's ways you can avoid it. You can go to school without getting in a bunch of student loan debt, which I'll get into in a future video. But the key is try to avoid them at all costs for the three reasons I just stated. They're not bankruptable, it stifles your freedom, and $1.5 million. I'll just put it that way. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm Mike Young from BeyondYourWeddingDay.com.